Hello everybody, this is Yogi for day 13 of the 30-day video challenge I've been doing this June. Today I want to talk about a book I recently read called In Defense of Food by Michael Pollan. When I first heard the title, I thought it's a book about a hero from a tribe wagering his life to fight with the devil for a few fistful of grains to save his tribe or something along those lines. But no, this is a book about food science, about advice about food. And the kind of advice this book gives you is, and brace yourself for it, something like eat food. That's the first advice. Seriously, who needs that kind of advice in present time and day? Eat food. We all can diet nowadays. This is a time and age of dieting, eating less, and getting rid of a few pounds of extra flab from our stomach. This is not a time and age to eat food. Michael Pollan ought to write a book about how to serve food for some roadside food joints. The other day I went to a food joint, a nice food joint on top of that, and ordered some soup. I got the soup instantly. For a moment I thought, oh, maybe telepathy is real. But no, what happened was the soup was rancid and it was stale and it smelled badly. I called the waiter very sheepishly. Oh, excuse me, I apologize, I'm sorry, but the soup is rancid and smells bad. Sir, what do you mean? People have been eating the same soup for 17 days in a row and nobody has complained. You are the first person to complain such a complaint. Maybe Michael Pollan ought to write a book for them, how to serve food, not a collection of microbes feasting on what would have been food. In any case, once I went past a few pages of the book is actually very good. The advice is sound. I found it very sound. And here are the three advice that Michael Pollan gives in the book. Number one, eat food. Yes, that is the first advice. And what do I mean by that? It means eat wholesome food, not food-like products, not processed food. Don't eat margarine over butter. Margarine is a collection, is a chemical that is collection of a bunch of nutrients which are in fad right now. Omega-3 nutrients, partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, and things like that. But we gotta focus on eating, not on eating nutrients, but eating wholesome food. And also ask a grandmother what she would not consider to be food. We should not eat that. Innovation is good, but innovation in food gotta be very cautious. We gotta be careful about what counts as innovation in the present day. The second advice is that of don't eat too much of food. Involve your senses and your brain when we are eating food. Typically, when we are eating processed food, its taste and smell is very similar to natural food, but it doesn't give the same nutrients as the natural food. So it really tricks our brain into thinking we're eating something else when we're eating one thing and it thinks we're eating something else. The second thing is eat slowly so that brain has some time to communicate to our gut that it's time to stop. We are full. It takes about 25 minutes for the brain to communicate to our gut. And if we eat too fast, sitting in front of TV, gulping a bunch of processed food, we don't have time. Our brain doesn't have time to communicate to the gut that we are full. You know, when you ask French people why they like snail, the answer is because they don't like fast food. Eat like French people. Eat as a communal experience. Sit on the table and eat, make eating a ritual. Celebrate food. And the final advice that Michael Pollan gives in the book is to eat mostly plants. Eat the way our ancestors would eat. What would our ancestors eat? It's hard to figure out really, but one thing that is clear is that they would not eat a lot of meat. The reason being they would not like meat? No. They like meat a lot. It's just that they couldn't score a kill every day. Whenever they were able to score a kill, they would feast on it. But that was not 3 times a day as we can eat meat nowadays. And also, to eat more plants, get involved in the production of food. Plant a small garden, even in your balcony, or connect to the producers of the food. Go to farmers market. And then we realize that eating meat in large quantities is not really sustainable. So I'll conclude this talk with 3 advice. Number 1, eat food. Number 2, not a lot of it. And number 3, mostly plants. Now you might ask, Yogi, that's all sound and good advice, but that's very expensive. Organic food, local, plant-based, pesticide-free, it can add up and it's very expensive. So let me ask you this. How much does a McDonald's breakfast under $1 cost? How much does breakfast under $1 by McDonald's cost? Under $1? Yeah, that makes sense, under $1. But that's not true. It actually costs a lot more than that if you factor in the cost of coronary bypass surgery too.